Hello everyone. Today I'm going to do a lab on auto scaling. As you can see with its name auto scaling, which means scaling automatically. Whenever you need more instances, it scales out. Whenever you don't need those instances, that it scales in to your minimum limit. Which means when there is a extra load on your server, instances are created itself with the help of autoscaling policy. Or if there is a failure, autoscaling creates a new instance for you. There are two types of scaling: horizontal scaling and vertical scaling. Horizontal scaling means when they scale out the same type of instances. And vertical scaling is when the server increases its capacity. You can define your policies, like scaling policies depends on, for example, if CPU utilization is more than 50%, you can create a policy in that case to create one more server. And when the CPU utilization is less than 50%, just delete that server. So this is how you can set up the policy, your auto scaling groups, and launch configuration as well, where you can define your AMI security groups, like instances, all that. So what we will be doing here, there are different ways to do it. So AWS recently made a change to it, and I have now prepared separately my VPC, Subnets, Internet Gateway, Route Table, and Security Group. So here I'm going to do just the auto scaling. So what we need to do, going to the EC2, come down and click on, you can do launch configuration. From here, you can do a launch configuration while you click on that. Give it a name and choose an AMI, choose an AMI, instance types, all that. Also, you can do all the work through here. Auto scaling group, create auto scaling group, give it a name, Windows Auto Scaling Group. Launch a template. I have some, but I don't use this one. So what I'm going to do, create a template. Now there's the same window again. So Windows launch template. Just to keep the name simple so we remember it, and whenever we see it, we know what is that. Template version type, just again, Windows launch configuration. Template text, if you want any, I can just leave as it is. Now you have to choose one AMI. Okay, you can choose whichever you like more here. I would go more for Microsoft Windows Server 2019 in this case. And instance type T2 micro, which are free tier eligible. Choose that. Key pair, you can always create a key here, or you can use, if you had already a key, like for the EC2 instances you do, in the same way, just choose your key here, sorry. And networking platform, virtual network, VPC, launch into a virtual network in your own logical isolated area within the AWS cloud or EC2 classic into a single flat network that share the other customers. So let's do the EC2 one in this case. Okay, and what is in here? Security group. Okay. To the VPC then in this case. Okay, and because I have a security group here already, which I created, Windows security group. Okay, 30 GB is the normal for Windows, 30 GB space. General purpose SSD, network interfaces, just you can leave as default. Create a launch template. Successfully created Windows launch template. Yeah, view the launch template. That's the one I'm creating now. Okay, Windows launch template. You can see what's the configuration here. Window launch template, ownership, created, date of creation today, this time. Right. Let's go back to our Autoscaling group and see what has been done so far. Okay. Let's start again. Windows. Scaling. Choose your template. Okay. Click next. Instance purchase options. Adhere to launch template or combine purchase options, instance type. So I will go for this option. VPC, which I have created. Subnets has to be more than one subnet. In case if one zone fails, then we have other zone available. Okay, and create next. Sorry. And this one, and create next. Now here you need to attach a new load balancer. Application load balancer and network load balancer. Okay, let's click on that and see what it is. HTTPS and application load balancer, which is HTTP and HTTPS. Choose an application load balancer when you need a flexible feature set for your web application with HTTP and HTTPS traffic. TCP, TLC, and UDP. Choose a network load balancer when you need ultra high performance. See here, ultra high performance, which is more expensive as well. TLS offloading at scale, centralized certificate deployment support for UDP and static IP addresses for your application. Or the old-fashioned classic load balancer, which we are not going to use here. So we will choose HTTP one. Oops. Right, so we choose HTTP1 and load balancer name. That's Windows Autoscaling Group. It suits itself. Name cannot be changed after the load balancer is created. VPC, again, two subnet zone and two subnets in different zones. Protocol. Okay. Or you can create a target group here with this one. Right, health checks. It takes as default 300 seconds, but you can lower the numbers of the seconds or increase it according to your need. What's that mean? When a server fails, it takes up to 300 seconds to create you a new server. Or when the load increases, it notes for the traffic for 5 minutes. If it is constant for 5 minutes, then it creates you one more server. Click next. Now desired capacity can be 1. Minimum capacity, well, minimum can be 2. Let's do 1. Desired 2, or maximum 4. That's mean minimum servers always should be 1, but I would like to have 2 servers running all the time. And when one of them fails, it creates another server. But if the loads increase, then create me maximum 4 servers. And when load decrease, come back to the 2 servers. This is the command I'm giving to the Autoscaling to do that job for me. Now, target tracking scaling policy. As I said earlier, there are different ways of choosing the load. It can be CPU utilization, it can be networks invite, average network output invites, application load balance request. So let's leave its target value. You can choose it. When there is a 50% or 60% load, create my another server. Or if there is a 40% load, create me another server. So leave as 50%. 300 seconds, as I said before. Instant scaling protection optional. If you want, you can choose this service, but bear in mind, the more services you choose, you pay. So click next for now. Add notification. Again, you can always select SNS or service here to get the notification when instances are increasing. Click next. You can optionally choose the add text instance. Yeah, so again, EBS volumes, all that. Click next. This is a review for you. That's your launch template, instance purchase options. I'm going to put the launch template, network VPC and available zones, which I choose, load balancing. So this is all our review, and create Autoscaling Group. Okay, our Windows Autoscaling Group is ready, and we can see in activity what is going on there. So it's too early. It's just starting for now. Launching a new EC2 instance. Okay, let's go and see what it is actually doing. Is it loading any instances? Yeah, so ignore those terminated ones, which I have done before, but 2, it has started for you, which is still in a mode of initializing. Let's wait when they come to 2 by 2, which means they are 100% up and running. Right, you can see now 2 instances are up and running. Let us give us this name, server 1 and server 2. Now I'm deleting one of these servers, or I can delete both of them, and let's see what happens then. So that's mean Autoscaling will recognize it as failed servers, and he will try to create another servers now in front of you. Let's see how this happens. You can see now these being terminated, and now Autoscaling will try to make another to itself. So your server 1 and server 2 are terminated. We will just wait few minutes. Now you can see it has started doing another server, just initializing. Which was my minimum requirement, but I desired 2. So it can keep up to 1 as well, which is our minimum requirements, or it can keep up to 2, which is our desired requirement. And it will have up to 4 when there is an extra load. You can also always go to the Autoscaling Group. See activities, what is doing. So now 12:44, this is UK time. It has started creating another one successfully. Also, you can always edit the desired capacity or minimum capacity. For example, if I change it to minimum capacity 3 and desired capacity 3 as well, and update it, maximum maybe 5 or 6, whatever I want, update it. Go back to the EC2 instances and see what happens then. There is already 3 instances running, 2 instances running. However, I have put my desired numbers is 3 and minimum is 3 as well. So here always will be 3 running instances. So 1, 2, and third one is just starting. So that's it for the lab now. Thank you very much for watching.